dream is dead. But if I get elected president, I will bring it back. Bigger and better and stronger than ever before. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
2016, year of the snake.
Morning, folks.
Time for a change in the White House, y'all.
Morning, Yvette.
Bring it.
Got a little laser snake going on today. Morning, Kim. How's it going?
If you want the real deal, then you gotta get a real leader. Want a real leader.
Laser snake. I saw a little link that says maybe they're trolling us, but who writes songs like this and is a troll? You see how the left revises everything? We ain't having it. We ain't having it. That's why we do Trump Talk. So click share. Share some groups. Come on back. We're talking race relations, you guys, all day today. That's what we're doing. How you doing, Mary? Make America great again. How do we do that? This guy. Thank you, Laser Snake. Thank you, Laser Snake. Thank you for that. Welcome to the show, you guys. If you get a chance, click share, please, so that Zuckerberg does not defeat us. You are watching one Trump Talk US. Trump Talk US live, 20 minutes from our beautiful nation's capital here in Washington, D.C. Hello, Linda. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning and good afternoon. So, East Coast people, good afternoon. California people, good morning. Good morning. Get on up. It's Martin Luther King Day, you guys. Martin Luther King Day. I love Martin Luther King Day because Martin Luther King is one of the great American patriots, and the left loves to revise the history on Dr. King. They love to continue to try to tell us some crazy stuff. So, we don't fall for it, okay? You quote some Wikipedia lies. You know, it's a user-edited platform, right? All of this. They love to revise. Revisionist history is really what has gotten race relations in a bad place. Yeah, it's funny. Did you see the protest in Florida right now with the so-called Haitians? Would those be the exact... This is what I find funny. There were Haitians that protested the Clintons viciously during the campaign, during the election, and they supported Donald Trump. Now, I'm supposed to think, okay, according to the left, that these Haitians, all of a sudden, Haitians are so volatile in their opinions. Now, they hate the Clintons. They love Trump. Now, he says shithole, and they hate Trump. You guys. Obviously, we continue to be operated on by this leftism, by this idea that we can revise history. They even want to revise recent history and pretend that the left has somehow been the champions of Haiti and the Haitian people, when we know for a fact that we've done very little, if not actually made the Haitian situation worse, under the leadership of Hillary Clinton and her Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation actually raped, I mean, I'm using that in a metaphorical sense, but totally exploited the Haitian earthquake situation, spending all of the money that they raised to allegedly help the Haitians. Actually, it hates the Haitians. It literally did that. It literally put money in the pockets to build factories for the Clintons' wealthy friends in the north of Haiti that did not suffer any damage from the earthquake, while leaving the people in Haiti in the earthquake zone utterly destitute and with no benefit from that foundational help. The Clintons basically convinced everybody to give a bunch of money to Haiti and then stole it and used it to build factories for their rich friends. And they've done this again and again and again. They did it in Africa. They work with unscrupulous leaders to give the illusion, how's it going? And give the illusion of help when in fact we're not helping. Now, Madeline, that's a good question. Why are we helping others? What about the homeless in California and other states? I agree. What about our own veterans? What about all of these people we have in the United States? But I'm not opposed to people sending money to organizations, their own money of their own choice, sending money to organizations who might actually help those people. I'm not opposed to that. It's your money. Use it when you need it. Okay. It's your money. Use it how you choose. And if you want to use that money to help people in foreign countries, I'm all for it. But that's the difference between using the government and using the individual. Okay. The individual is able to use their money for all kinds of things totally freely. The government, not so much. The government is not allowed to just use our taxpayer dollars because it doesn't actually help. It doesn't do the goal that we actually send the money for. And it forces people who don't want to give that money to give to things that they wouldn't necessarily want to help in the first place. And we actually undermine our people. So charity begins at home, and that phrase actually goes to mean charity begins. Yes, it begins at home. You should make sure you take care of your own people first. But it also means charity begins with you. Okay? If you notice in the Bible, when they talk about the Good Samaritan, they didn't talk about the government came by and saw a man bleeding on the road, kept walking over him, and then finally the government came and helped him. It's not the story. The story is the Good Samaritan individually helped that person on the road who was beaten and bloody. So, individually, I want you to go and help whoever you feel called by the Lord or karma or whatever religion you have, whatever is in your heart. Even if you have no religion, maybe you just are just an ethical, moral person, you just like to help people, do that. What we don't need is the government doing it, because the government should be doing specific, enumerated things. Enumerated things. One of them is not handing our tax dollars over to every state. Yet one of Jesus' messages is to love one another. That's correct. Individually. Which is something the Democrats don't really do. They say the government needs to love everybody the way they say. And everybody means everybody but Republicans. So, that's an unfortunate problem. Now, Madeline, I'm happy to talk about DACA because this is an all-race relations show. And DACA is certainly one of the problems we are having with race relations in this country. Go ahead and click share on the share right there. Just click share. Just click share. Share it because Zuckerberg doesn't want you to. The Democrats have continued to engage in policies like DACA designed to racially divide this country. DACA is one of those programs. The idea that they use the dreamers, and I'm putting quotes because I know Mark Wallymuller is going to come on here, he like I did not like to call them dreamers, because that is exactly the kind of twisting of words and shaping of the narrative that the Democrats do while providing actually no help. Here's what's funny about the DACA law. It's not a law. It's actually an executive order that's unconstitutional. But here's what's funny about it, okay? It doesn't actually help the kids it's supposed to help, the dreamers. It doesn't help them. It actually temporarily puts them in a limbo. It puts them in a limbo state. It was designed by the Democrats to put a certain voting population in a limbo state to be used as political pawns in the electoral process. And that's exactly what they've done. They didn't pass a law that gives them amnesty. They didn't pass a law that gives them a right to be here. They allowed the president, or encouraged the president, to write an executive order unconstitutionally that then puts these young people in a legal limbo that needs to be renewed again and again, which is why it's actually in the news right now, because the DACA order has reached its time frame. It's at the end. It's canceled. Okay? It ends. And so it had to be renewed. And that's how the Democrats do it. That's how the Democrats do over and over. And Madeline, I think you'll agree. That's how they love to do it. How you doing, Karen? Yeah, in chains. That's what they want. They want to keep these kids beholden to the Democratic Party. So rather than just give them what we would assume, which is some sort of amnesty, create a law which creates citizenship for these kids, they didn't do that. They put them in legal limbo so that every few years they get to use these kids. It's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. They get to use these kids every 2 to 4 years to rile up their base over some racial division bullshit while never actually helping or providing for the people that they claim to be providing for. It's the same thing with how we use Roe versus Wade. Rather than passing a law either way, they continue to leave it a court decision. So every election cycle, every presidential election, they get to come out and say, if we don't protect the court, you'll lose your right to abortion. And all their left side, which is very passionate about that right, gets riled up. Rather than actually passing a law and actually doing anything, they create a legal limbo process so that they can continue to exploit voters who support those issues. It's the same thing with DACA. It's the same thing with Roe v. Wade. It's the same thing the Democrats do again and again and again. Create not protection for the individual, but a system by which they can manipulate their voters again and again and again. And Denise, what's so unfortunate, and I read an article about chain migration that actually it said, we're draining these countries of their best people, but then the chain migration brings in bad people after the good people come here. Now, you guys, while I understand that there's a legal process, chain migration doesn't entirely just refer to those who came here through the legal process legitimately and are the good people. It also refers to the people who might have been an anchor baby, okay? Those people came here, they get legal status, they bring their families in once they get legal status. That is also chain migration. So chain migration isn't just happening because of people who came here the right way and wanted to help America, and now they're bringing all their family over. It's happening both ways. It's happening all ways, and it continues to be a method by which we bring people in to the country, put them in a situation where they are beholden to a political party, the Democrats, and then we keep bringing their family members in to add to that Democratic voter base. The Democrats are really, really bad about that. That's why they don't want voter ID, because voter ID would actually require people be citizens, people be able to prove their right to vote. And if you have a lot of illegals that are voting, you don't want that. And we know illegals are voting. We've seen many cases over not just the Trump election, but many other elections where we have seen illegals are in fact voting. The president of the United States, Obama, the former sad president, let me use this finger when I talk about Obama. The former sad president actually encouraged illegals to vote on camera, if you recall. And then said he didn't really do that. But in fact, he did do that. It's, I don't know why they don't realize the camera is still running. The camera is still running. So one of the problems we have in this country is that the Democrats are happy to pit their Hispanic voter base against their black voter base to keep both sides down. So the more illegal labor you bring into the country, the wages go down. Now, if you look statistically at who those wage lowering, what that wage reduction is actually affecting, it's affecting the black community more than many of the other communities, because these are in urban environments. Okay, the wages are much more fluxed to the market rate. Okay, when you're out in the country, there's a lot of different things going on. You have a lot of different factors. When you're in the city, near factories, near manufacturing jobs, near all of this industry, what you find is that even a small amount of illegal labor starts to immediately lower the wages, and these are the wages that that our black Americans are getting. Now, here's the thing. That's why we have Donald Trump talking about black unemployment being at an all-time low, talking about wage increases, because by reducing the illegal labor force, and Donald Trump has reduced illegal immigration, border crossings are down, I think 70% at this point, 70% without a wall. Okay, we have actually several portions of the border are already secured by a wall, because as much as the Democrats want to pretend we just invented this wall yesterday, they have voted on a border fence and border construction multiple times. We already actually have all of this voted in. Okay? We got to fight it again. We fight it again and again and again. That's what they do. That's what the two-party system of right and left-wing progressives have done year after year after year. They vote for something, then they don't actually do it, then they come back around and vote for it again so they can re-virtue signal, oh, well, we supported open borders. Oh, well, we supported a wall. Did you build the wall? Did you fund the bill that you actually passed in order to build the wall? No. They merely want our establishment politicians, and they do this on both sides of the aisle. They do it worse on the Democrats, but they do it on our side too. Our side too. Very frustrating. They want you to continue to vote for them, and they don't really want to get anything done. You see, they want maximum votes with minimum effort. And the best way to do that is to manipulate us emotionally, to create racial division, and then rile people up on these very impassioned, emotional issues to come out and vote. Rather than actually voting on the issues, voting on what our leaders, our representatives have actually done in the past, they don't want us looking at their record. Sorry, they don't. I have to laugh because they really don't. Chris, welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Let me know if it starts to get choppy or if it freezes up on your end or if you can't comment, because Zuckerberg's been doing all of those things. I'm in a pretty good shadow banning war with Mark Z right now, but we're making progress, and you guys help a lot when you share and when you comment. So do keep me informed on anything that's going on in the feed. So we've had decades now of this game we play with race relations in this country, where the two parties pretend to be on different sides, and they go back and forth, pretending like they're helping us when really all they're doing is getting us angry, so they can use our anger to bring us out to the polls, and they don't actually have to talk about what they're doing as far as policy, as far as actually helping the American citizens, again and again and again. And they will do it in any way possible, including literally changing history itself if they are allowed. So I've gotten already in several debates this morning about Dr. King being a Republican. Some people go to Wikipedia and argue that he's a communist socialist. It's the same people who try to tell you that Jesus was a communist socialist. No, Jesus was not. Jesus said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Okay. Give unto the government what is the government. Give unto God what is God's. God is where your compassion, your Samaritanism, your good support for individuals, your Christianity comes from God, not from Caesar, not from what you give to Caesar, but what you personally do for God. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I've seen that. Cheryl Wood's great. I've been centered on my timeline. Sign and share. Jeremy Harrell from Infinity SN has a petition going around. We are trying to address the censorship that's going on social media. I know that there are several lawsuits starting to pend. I know Mike Chernovich is doing some legal fighting back with the system. So we certainly, oh, that's sweet. Look, we just blocked you, Tattoo. There we go. Bye, Tattoo Mike. Bye. Yes. So definitely please share the I'm Censored link and go forward from there. Keep sharing. Share. At some point we will, in fact, be able to have new networks. We will, in fact, be able to, I think we can get a good lawsuit going. Really, to be fair, I think there is some solid evidence and evidence going forward that the powers that be at both Twitter, I know you've seen the article. The powers that be at Twitter are literally being outed for quieting conservative voices because they don't want us telling the truth. So that's what Infinity SN actually is, Deontay. So that's what we're working on. We are working on creating our own site. But also, I'm all for the free market. And to be fair, it is Zuckerberg's site. He can do whatever he wants to with it. But unfortunately, where he is violating the law is by stating that he is a site that allows everyone to communicate freely, when in fact what he has is a site that only allows leftists to communicate freely and suppresses conservative thought. Now, when y'all signed on to Facebook, did he give you any notice? Oh, if you're a conservative, I'm going to block you. I'm going to put you in jail. You aren't really welcome here. Did he tell you any of that when you signed on? He didn't tell me any of that. So I'm pretty sure he didn't tell any of you that as well. And so what he has actually done is created a false platform in which he has promised a product that didn't work. Yes, false advertising. Exactly. And that is illegal. It is illegal to offer somebody a product and then give them something entirely different. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Good. No messages today, Linda. That's good. We're making progress against the Zuck. We are making progress against the Zuck. Because he decided that, unlike what he gave us when we signed up for Facebook, he gave us something else. It's a bait and switch. It's illegal. I believe RICO laws might be able to pull in. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a podcaster and an author. I do other things. I'm a patriot, not a lawyer. So there are lawyers who already know all these laws and are actually already operating and working on handling that. Now, let's talk a little bit about why the left has become so obsessed with calling Donald Trump a racist this week. Yeah, we are so tired of him, Diana. We are so tired. Now, let me just talk a little bit about why Donald Trump has been called a racist so many times this week. One, it's Martin Luther King Day. They got to get their racial narrative going. And they're certainly happy to try to call Donald Trump a racist based on what we are determining with evidence coming out is an utter lie by basically Dick Durbin. It hides the Uranium One scandal, correct? Cheryl, that's awful. You're banned from your prayer warriors group. You're the administrator. Isn't that great? Bobby Lawrence is running for Senate in Pennsylvania. He actually, he was banned from posting to his own group. Bobby Lawrence for Senate. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the Democrats are desperate to continue to, the Russian narrative failed. It's now actually digging them deeper into the hole, and we're starting to find out more and more about who in the administration allowed the release of information, who allowed them to look into aspects of people on the Trump campaign that have nothing to do. That have nothing to do. That's my text messages. That's my text message. Don't you love that text sound? It's Trump. Every time, when people text me too many times, I get to hear that several times, so I never get bored. Might be why I don't respond quickly to texts. I like to hear my little notification. So, what we have in our country right now, and both the Republicans and Democrats have played a balancing game where they pass the torch back and forth to keep the voters in an angry place as opposed to an informed place. We have the Democratic Party has actually lost, I believe at this point, its ability to actually discuss policy whatsoever. They have nothing to actually support, because if you look at what the Democratic Party has actually done for African Americans, for Black Americans in this country, you have Detroit, you have Chicago, you have St. Louis, you have Baltimore. Democrat run, Democrat run, Democrat run, Democrat run. Okay? Large black population, large black population, large black population, large black population, living in poverty, living in poverty, living in poverty, living in poverty, crime, death, violence, burying their young people, gangs, disenfranchisement, in some of the largest Democrat-run cities in the country. So, that's the problem we're having, because if they went on their record, if the Democrats went on their record of what they're doing for African Americans, they actually have to come back and start to realize that the Democratic Party is the party of the KKK, okay? The Democratic Party is the party against the civil rights movement, not for it, okay? In fact, the Democratic Party didn't even get on board with the civil rights movement until way late in the game. Under the presidency of LBJ, they determined that it would be beneficial to them politically, to try to flip the narrative and bring the black voters on. And there's a very famous quote by LBJ using the N-word, claiming that he would have them voting Democrat for the next, 20 years? What did he say? 200 years? I don't know what he said. 200 or 20. There's a lot of years. But we are now reaching the period of time where no longer is that going to happen. We are having a movement like never before in this country when it comes to race relations. Now, they want to keep us divided. That's what Black Lives Matter is doing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. 50 years. Great. Yes, Denise, they really are doing that. And interestingly enough, I was posting that to my Congressman Anthony Brown here in Maryland. Because if you go on his Facebook page, it's just Trump attack, Trump attack, Trump attack, Trump attack. So I asked him, are you doing anything but attacking Trump? Are there any policies you're working on? You know, what else are you working on other than hating Trump? Because right now it looks like all you're doing is hating the president. You're not actually engaging in any policies that would a Democratic voter. We're going to have to mute that. We're going to have to mute that. Let's just mute that. Great. That'll solve that. Hopefully that'll stop that. Whew, it's a little too much sometimes. So, you know, the Democratic Party is in fact the party of oppression because they are now at a point where they are so stuck in a policy, in a method that they have created of using again and again black voters to, I don't know how people get, there they are to do the job for us. I know. There's Anthony Brown. Busy. Now, what has he done for the black community? I don't know because I didn't find it on his page. All I found was bashing Trump. What has he done for any of his constituents in the district here in Maryland? I don't know. I have no idea because all that I see on his page is bashing Trump. Now, for a minute there, he blocked me because he just went away on Facebook. You know how sometimes they just, like, you know, you're blocked because some page that you were commenting on before appears to have disappeared into nowhere, doesn't exist anymore. But then oddly, it existed again. Yeah. So he unblocked. He unblocked because, in fact, you know, if you call him out, sometimes if you call these politicians out, you do get some results. And so I will be attending town halls moving forward with Congressman Anthony Brown. He suggested that I attend a town hall meeting, and I, in fact, will do that. I'm not sure he's looking forward to me being there, but I just want to ask him what else he's doing. Not even just for, you know, the conservative side of the movement. I just want to ask what he's doing for anybody. Is he doing anything for any of his constituents? Are you helping your Democratic constituents at all? Good morning, Gary. How's it going? Because nothing on his page was anything other than Trump bashing. And this is unfortunately where the Democrat Party has used race relations in this country to basically corner themselves in a very bad position. And it is our opportunity. Trumpers and Trump supporters, it's our opportunity to make a real difference in this country when it comes to race relations. Because for the first time, we actually have in power not one of the two parties that play this little racial game with us. Hello, Susan. How's it going? We actually have an opportunity to help re-elect a president and help elect people who support an agenda of a president, make America great again, who is reducing black unemployment, bringing jobs back to the urban community, back to the cities, back to manufacturing jobs, which are some of the most prolific urban and near urban jobs. We have a lot of factories near urban areas. That's how urban areas were formed, you guys. You know, we had farms and people lived on the farms, and then we had factories. We built factories. It's called the Industrial Revolution. It's just history. Thank you, Felicia. Factories. And then the urban areas built up around those factories because then people could live in the urban area, go work at the factory, and have the things they needed in that urban area. And cities grew based on that. Now, Trump is bringing back those jobs. We saw the Democrats. I watched President Obama tell us that manufacturing jobs, exactly, Chris, manufacturing jobs were never coming back to this country. Oh, they're gone. Those jobs are gone. We all need to just do information jobs or service jobs. This is what the president told us, okay? Former President Obama told us that we all just need to engage in information era jobs and service jobs. So basically, we all just need to serve each other drinks and wash each other's clothes and clean each other's houses, walk each other's dogs. And that's how we're all going to make a living from now on, because we're not going to make anything in America because manufacturing by just, I don't know, had to go overseas. But that was a lie. That was an utter and complete lie designed by a globalist politico to facilitate their destruction of the American power base. Our power base stems from the massive amount of industrialization we were able to do in this country, the huge amount of production we were able to do in this country, manufacturing, and the effects it had on our economy. We make a lot of stuff. We send a lot of stuff overseas. We imported a lot of raw materials, okay? The rest of the world kind of caught up with us a little bit after that. We had a manufacturing boom on this planet. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rhonda says, this stuff keeps me exhausted with stress. I want to know the truth, but to get it is stressful. You're doing an informative job. I try, because I'm not trying to make it stressful. You know, Rhonda, we want to have fun. Right, little Trumpy? Yeah, we want to have fun while we're getting informed, because if we let ourselves get frustrated and annoyed and exhausted, that's their game. Have you ever argued with a liberal on Facebook? They just keep saying the same dumb thing over and over. They just try to wear you down. It's kind of like a kid. It just keeps, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Until you're so mad, you're like, you know what? I'm turning this car around. We're going home. We're not even doing this now. You just keep asking me, are we there yet? On my last nerve. That's what they want. They continue to repeat misinformation, lies, and call you names. I've been in about 3 arguments today already. I've already been called a racist, a white supremacist, a bigot, all these things. I've been called fat. I've been called white trash. I've been called trailer people. This morning. Morning, Denise. How are you? Hey, everybody. If you do not know Denise Ruiz, she's a wonderful patriot. She does some wonderful, wonderful work. She does craft work. She does jewelry. She does custom designs. She has a design line called Mega Creations. She has another line. I think it's DG Creations. She does some really beautiful patriot stuff. And I on my to-do list, it says, make enough money to buy stuff from Denise. Because she does some actually beautiful stuff. And I just wanted to, let her know. Denise, if you're on here for a few minutes, I'll bring you on. And we can talk a little bit. Ooh. I bumped the desk. It's all right. Mary says, it helps me make time to disconnect and do things that are enjoyable and relaxing. Yes. Lisa, I know. It would be horrible if, yes, hashtag MAGA girls. Thank you for reminding me, Denise. And she supports so many patriot women across the country. So many patriot women across the country. That's one of the things I love about Denise, is that it's not just, Denise out there doing Denise, which would be fine with me. I love Denise doing Denise. But she's busy making sure that other patriot women in our movement gets credit and notoriety for all of the proud work they're doing. And that's where I give her the double hands up. Because that's some quality stuff right there. So, there you go. Thank you, Denise. MAGA Creations by Denise. So, let's talk a little bit more about what we can expect going forward. Because I said we have an opportunity as Trumpers, and I want to continue on that thought. We have an opportunity as Trump supporters to do something different with race relations in this country that we've never had an opportunity before. Because we finally have a president that is not just giving lip service to African American problems. He's actually trying to solve them. And what are African American problems? Let's be honest, you guys, they're the same problems we have in all races in our country. We need jobs. We want good schools for our kids. We want our neighborhoods to be safe. Okay? We want the police to be responsible in their actions and protect us. Okay? We want them to be properly funded. Okay? But we don't want their pensions bloated so that we keep paying into systems that we can't afford. That's what the Democrats did. We don't want those things. We all basically want, as Americans, very similar things. And Donald Trump is finally providing those things. It's actually one of the greatest times in our country because we're seeing jobs come back. We're seeing what is possible when you have a president, rather than busy focusing on how to help his party play the game, is actually focusing on making campaign promises and then making them happen. So it's one of the reasons that we have the unemployment numbers coming down, the job numbers going up, and school choice increasing, school accountability improving. We have so many things going on that not only help white Americans or Asian Americans or Latino Americans, but help the Black Americans as well. And we have an opportunity as Trump supporters to tap into what has long been thought of as a Democratic voting base only, the African American community. The Democrats depend on that vote. The Democrats, let's just be really clear, because I get into some debates with people. I get into some discussions with people when it comes to, we're never going to get all the Black vote. Why do we care? This is the Republicans. And this is why year after year after year, they cede the urban areas to the Democrats. It's why we have blue big cities, not because cities are naturally Democratic. Okay. Not because cities are naturally liberal. That's a myth. There's lots of people living in these areas in California, in Chicago, in St. Louis, all across the country. Gary mentioned the government. I think it's a budget thing, Denise. I think they didn't pass the budget. We'll see what they get done. That's how they try to do. The establishment plays the budget game. They play the budget game. So, the problem we've had with the Democrats taking over urban areas is not so much even that the Democrats are more powerful in those areas. The Republicans have ceded that ground. They have chosen not to go into these communities because they've decided they're never going to get that vote. And I know you, as well as I, have heard many Republicans say, we're not going to get that vote. We're not going to get that vote. So why do we even bother? Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Because in fact, we don't need all of the vote. Let's listen real close. I'm going to lean in here. We don't need all of the Black vote. Okay? Because the Democrats depend on all of it. They depend on that full margin. If we sliver off just a little bit of the Black vote, we defeat the Democrats. How do I know that? President Trump. President Trump is a perfect example of what happens when you shave off even just a few points of the Democratic vote, of the Black Republican vote. The Black Democratic vote. When you shave it off and turn a little bit of that Republican, red pill a few of the African American community, the Democrats can't win. They need all of them. They have built up a system where they don't have to actually fight the issues. They just use the racial identity politics, but they need all those identity groups. They need all the Black vote. They need all the Hispanic vote. They go on like this, but we're peeling it away because just like any other American in our country, African Americans want the same things. They want jobs, they want schools, they want safety. That's all they want. So we're providing those under President Trump. This guy right here. Ooh, Trump. So we have an opportunity. And so I encourage you, if you live in an urban area, I encourage you to find activities that engage fellow African Americans in your community, fellow Black Americans in your community. Get involved with your local Black conservative groups. Get involved. You know what? Go to jazz night sometime. Okay? Just be yourself. Talk to people. Engage people. Talk to your neighbors. By getting informed and by reaching across the racial divide, Denise, welcome. By reaching across the racial divide, we have an opportunity to change our political system forever for the positive, for the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King actually had, which is we live in a country. Dr. King said we live in a country. He wanted us to have a country. He wanted his children to have a country where they are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That is so awesome. Denise says we found high school students that have a Trump group supporting our young people. And exactly, Denise, you had a whole other group, a whole other group that we can reach out to, the young people. The Democrats need all those young votes. That's why they continue to inculcate people in colleges with this socialist ideology and demonize any conservative thought in colleges. They need that demographic. They need young people. They need women. It's all identity politics. None of that is what Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about. Reverend, let's just call it all like it is. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, okay, was talking about a nation in which It is literally the legacy America was meant to have. We are a nation of individuals judged not by what we look like, by our religion, but by our acts, what we do as people, by our individual merit, by the content of our character, and by how we express that character. So the Democrats have flipped all of that. And every year they come rolling around talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And they try to turn it into this, racial issue. What I find offensive is that is actually opposed and antithetical, big word, antithetical to Dr. King's legacy and his own words. What he was trying to accomplish in this country is the opposite of what the Democratic Party is trying to tell us about race relations. So as Trump supporters, we for the first time have a Republican who obtained more black votes. Yep, I do all my pages, all my lives here from Trump Talk US, Yvette. All of our sometimes I get distracted because I put two words together and the thoughts go together and I'm like, wait, that sentence is like two thoughts. Didn't make any sense. We have an opportunity to actually rise up and change our politics by changing the narrative, by reaching out, because Trump brought more black voters over to the Republican Party than ever. And I feel that we have a wave coming. Mary, so true. You know, one of the lies that the left loves to tell us is that this country was built on slavery and it was founded on the principles of accepting slavery. That is actually false. What Mary is saying is true. If you read the Federalist Papers and if you read what the founders were actually talking about, we had many founders who were vehement abolitionists. And in fact, the Constitution itself, the formation of the Constitution was an argument about whether or not slavery should continue in the United States. And how we get the 3/5 clause was a negotiation with the South, who wanted to keep slaves, and they wanted all of those slaves to be counted in the voting rolls. Now, were they letting the slaves vote? No. They just wanted to vote for them and count their votes. And so the North was like, oh no, then we'll certainly get slavery forever in this country embedded in the Constitution. Why don't we negotiate? How about you get 3/5? 3/5 of those votes. Not 3/5 of a person. 3/5 of the votes. So basically what that was saying is that 3/5 of the slave population could be illegally voted for. They were going to take their vote, cast it for them. This is the negotiation we had to engage in the beginning of this country, even to found this country. But written into our Constitution was, in fact, the timeline for the abolition of slavery, when there would be no more slave states allowed into the United States. There would be a reduction in slave states. If we didn't negotiate, we wouldn't have a country, and we would have never ended slavery, Mary. You're absolutely 100%. The United States would not have ended slavery if we did not negotiate in the beginning on how the end of slavery in this country was about. Welcome, Fred Snyder. Fred Snyder, if you don't know Fred Snyder, what are you even doing? Fred Snyder had Overpasses, one of the founding members of Overpasses for America. They do some great stuff. You guys have been actually doing some fun stuff. I've seen a lot of people out there doing flag waves. And frankly, while I'm talking about her, where's my girl, Denise? Yeah, Denise, I'm just going to give you a little invite so we can talk about it. Bring you on, see if we'll come on and talk about what you're doing a little bit. But I saw Denise doing a flag wave just recently. So flag waves are great fun. It's a great way to get together with fellow patriots and show some patriotism, show support for our country and for our president. And Fred Snyder, he's certainly one of the great people about that. So, Fred, thank you for coming on, and thank you for all the sharing you do for here on Trump Talk US. And we really appreciate that. Now, so, you know, Martin Luther King Day, you guys, it's a great day, and we as Trump supporters should be celebrating this. Yeah, flag waves, isn't that great? Denise, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Denise, I know she works really hard. If you don't know Denise Ledbetter, one, you should go check out Bruce Nathan for governor. She's working very hard to support MAGA candidate Bruce Nathan for governor down in Florida. And just a fantastic patriot, is busting her booty down there. It's like Mary's busting her booty for us, working on the database. We have an amazing movement going on, you guys. We have an opportunity to change race relations. We have an opportunity to rectify the Republican Party and restore it to the Republican Party. Okay? We have an opportunity to actually take this country back from the brink of global communism. Great, Denise. I will schedule that. Denise, that sounds like a great day. Thursday, we'll bring Denise on. You can talk about Bruce. You can talk about Florida. You can talk about what's going on down there. Great, 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 great stuff. So, yeah, Gary, you don't need to bring anybody. You can just bring your own self. You can totally just bring your own self and fly the flag. Patriotic, it's great. So, these are ways that you guys, we can get involved, but it's important that we get involved. There's a movement of patriotism. There's a movement of Americanism going on in our country. And we are seeing that in the black community, in the white community, in the Asian community. We're seeing that everywhere because we have blacks for Trump, Asians for Trump, Latinos for Trump. We have everybody for Trump, every nationality, every group, every category you could think of. Some of them are for Trump. So we, the Trump movement, have an opportunity to bring this country together like never before. And I encourage us to keep doing that. Keep bringing our country together by supporting the policies of Trump. Notice it doesn't say make white America great again. It says make America great again. America great for everyone. Fred, where are you doing your flag wave on Saturday? He'll get back to me and announce it. And if you are in the area, please go meet Fred Snyder. Please go meet with him. And wave a flag, bring a Trump flag, support the president. It does this thing that I've been talking about for a while, you guys. I say it all the time. If you've heard this show, if you're new to the show, you might not have heard it. But if you have watched the show, you've probably heard me say this like 1,000 times. You're like, oh my God, Suzzanne, are you going to talk about normalization again? Yeah. Yes, I am. I am going to talk about normalizing. You need to normalize Trump support. How do you do that? Be a Trump supporter in public. It's easy peasy. Fort Worth, Texas. Fred Schneider in Fort Worth, Texas. Go friend Fred. Go like Overpasses for America page. If you can't friend him, I don't know how many friends you have, Fred, but at least follow him. Get in there. Talk to Fred. Meet up. Okay? Bring it all together. Because what Fred is doing is normalizing Trump support. You go out, stand on the street corner, the other fellow Trumpers, people see Trump supporters, they go, oh, there's Trump supporters around here. They're calmer, okay? When we allow ourselves to hide, when we're afraid to show our shirts, when we're afraid to show our MAGA hats, okay? I still got my Christmas one. When we're afraid to show them, we actually give in to the left's agenda to demonize our party. Yeah, definitely, Penny. I'm pretty sure Fred has an Overpasses group that operates in Pennsylvania. Very choppy signal. Gary, there's some great people doing flag waves out in California. Denise is out in California. So there's some great people doing where, and Lisa, I will hook you up. You know what? You can join my Overpasses group because we're Overpasses the Swamp, and we will certainly start. We're going to be doing some more stuff. It's cold here, but we're definitely going to be doing some more stuff. Rhonda talks about the Hawaii total demos on how hard to stand by myself, but I don't care what they call. Yes, Rhonda, that's what's up. I did the same thing in Chicago. I was one woman for Trump videos. Northeast group. Thank you, Fred. One woman for Trump videos. I would stand out on the street corner with a Trump sign. I wasn't harassing people. I didn't even say anything. I just literally stood there with my Trump sign, kind of smiled at people. If they talked to me about it, I would engage them. But for the most part, there's a lot of thumbs up, quiet thumbs up. Did I get shot? Nope. No holes. No holes. Those are the ones the good Lord put in me. So, we're told that it's dangerous. We're told to be afraid. We're told to not show our Trump support. Rhonda, you know as well as I do. Don't do that. Be loud. Be proud. Be loud and proud. That's what I do. It's normalizing Trump support. It shows other people who would otherwise freak out, all those snowflakes. It's like kind of like a peanut allergy, okay? The snowflakes have a Trump supporter allergy. So they sneeze and freak out when they get exposed to Trump supporters. If we just keep exposing them a little bit, Just like that. Eventually, they get used to us. They don't care anymore. They go on about their lives. It's actually helping their mental state. It's important. Now, let's talk a little bit about, we're getting down to the bottom of the hour, so let's talk a little bit about Stand with POTUS PAC. There are so many things in this country that are going on. There are rallies going on. There are Trump supporters putting together events. There are MAGA candidates that we are supporting. There are candidates getting out there. We're getting signatures, putting our candidates on the ballot. We're doing a ton of things across the country. I have been signed on as chairman of Stand with POTUS PAC. Okay? And Stand with POTUS PAC is a PAC designed to help the MAGA movement, help Trump supporters, and help endorse, support, and engage the policies of Donald J. Trump. Help to get our MAGA agenda passed. So we are supporting Trump supporters across the country, MAGA candidates across the country. We're looking to put together a MAGA lounge at CPAC. If you're coming to CPAC, message me. Make sure that you have messaged your girl, Suzzanne Monk, okay? If you are coming to CPAC this year here in D.C., message me, because we are putting together a MAGA lounge of Trump supporters, and we're going to be supporting Trump candidates across the country. We're going to be supporting Trump rallies across the country, voter registration drives, all of these things. So I want all of you to go to standwithpotus.com today. Donate if you can, $10, $25. Anybody who donates $25 today will receive a special Stand with POTUS gift. Okay, so let us know. I will certainly be passing that on. I have to show you this because the FEC requires, let's see if I can get that to, yeah, there we go. The FEC requires, if I encourage you guys to raise money with me, then I have to show this. Okay, we are not endorsing any specific candidate other than, of course, Trump. Who is our Trump? CPAC, I believe it's in February. It's in the later half of February. We get false missile warnings and no one does anything wrong to the people. No one talking about what happened here. False alarm. Yes. Isn't that crazy? Let's talk a little bit about that, Rhonda. Because there's a lot of, Jamie Lee Curtis came out and blamed Trump for what we have been told is an accident. They accidentally pushed the button, not once, not twice, several times. Several other people validated that accidentally. You know, there's safety protocols in place. They don't just send missile warnings accidentally. That's just not like, oops, I bumped the button. Crap, everybody thinks a nuclear bomb is coming. There's protocols in place to prevent that from happening. So the idea that happened accidentally, organically, is absurd. It's absurd. It's clearly some sort of scammy operation. To try to set Trump up. Exactly, Gary. Not an accident. Literally designed to make Trump to get everyone panicked about North Korea being able to nuke us. Okay, so we could talk about North Korea and nukes instead of talking about what we have coming down the pike as far as all of the immigration orders Trump is working on, the fact that the Democrats did not want to negotiate on DACA at all. They literally threw DACA under the bus. This is what I love about the Democrats. They don't even care. You still can't hear me, Mary? There's music playing? Because I'm not playing any music. That would be very weird. Is Zuckerberg playing music over my video? That would be so bizarre. That would be absolutely bizarre. Come back in and come back out, Mary. Yvette, what we can do this is what I will say, is Stand with POTUS PAC supports all of the policies of the president, including the wall. Are we going to fund the wall? No, that's a lot of money. But we can, in fact, support candidates that support funding the wall. We can, in fact, support voter drives, call-in drives, all of these things we can support. Great, Denise. Thank you. All of these things we can support via Stand with POTUS PAC, standwithpotus.com. I'd like to show you this again so you know what I'm talking about. Standwithpotus.com. And certainly plan to, because as we've said many, many times, we need the wall, okay? We need the support. The Democrats don't want to talk about how they just ditched DACA, because that's really what they did. They screamed, DACA, 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 and Trump invited, he's so brilliant. I love my president so much. Oh my, so brilliant, okay? Because just what did I say last week? What did I tell you guys? This whole DACA thing. Oh, thank you, Mary. the whole DACA thing, okay, they were talking about, oh, Trump is going to cave on DACA. Did he cave on DACA? No, what happened? He said, I want a wall. I want to end chain migration. I want immigration reform. I want an end to anchor babies. This is what he said. And if I don't get those things, why are we even negotiating about DACA? And then he brilliantly invited the Democrats in. Said, let's sit down and negotiate. What did they do? They did not negotiate. Dick Durbin actually lied about what was said in order to create a racial division in the country about this shithole comment, rather than actually talk about DACA. And now Trump is basically, if you see his tweets today, just like I said would happen, the Democrats did not respond to his overtures to negotiate. So they have been removed from the negotiation. That's literally what, if you read Trump's tweets, that's basically what he said. Look, here's DACA. Come negotiate with me. I want these things. If you want that, come sit down. Let's talk. And the Democrats are, we're not talking to you. So you're not going to negotiate at all? All right. Well, us Republicans are going to decide then without you. Do you ever have a little kid, like when you have like siblings, say you have siblings, and your mom says, okay, so what kind of ice cream do you want to get at the store? And you're like, I don't want to talk about it. I want pudding. I don't want ice cream. You don't want ice cream? You want to talk about what kind of ice cream you want? You don't want to talk about it. Okay, let me ask your sisters. What do you want kind of ice cream? We go chocolate or strawberry, whatever. And then we get to pick the flavor. This is what Trump has done to the Democrats. Okay? He's basically said, oh, so DACA, you want DACA flavored ice cream? Okay, well, you got to come sit and talk to us about ice cream so we can make a decision. And they're like, we don't want to talk to you. And so Trump is like, well, all right. Well, I guess us and the Republicans are going to decide what we want to do about this immigration ice cream, to use the metaphor. And it's exactly what happened. Exactly what I told y'all was going to happen. So, I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I kind of did. I kind of did tell you so. I kind of told you so about that. So, going forward, you guys, going forward, we're going to continue to see President Trump working his negotiative magic. It's amazing what the president is able to do. When you see what he's doing and we calm down, we do better. So we all freaked out about DACA for what, a couple weeks. Everyone's freaking out, screaming, no negotiations, no negotiations. And I said there weren't going to be negotiations. He's using this to make the Democrats obviously show their hand of they don't care about their own DACA people. And then later he's going to come back and go, look, they don't even care about these kids. They're going to shut down the government. They're going to defund our military. They're going to not pay for our veterans. They're going to leave all of our bills unpaid merely so they can support DACA. And they didn't even want to show up and talk about DACA. So did they really want to even support DACA? No. So they're not part of the negotiation anymore. We're moving on. Moving on. Bada bing, bada boom. Just like that, my genius Trumpy, okay, my genius little Trumpy, defeated the whole DACA argument without actually having to go, no DACA. Okay? As Trump comes out and says, no DACA at all. I'm not even talking about it. I'm not even talking to you guys. Oh, Trump's obstructionist. Trump's not doing his job. Trump's only a Republican. Trump hates the Democrats. Trump hates Hispanics. Blah, 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 blah. But he didn't do that, did he? Not my Trumpy. No. He said, all right, DACA, really? Okay. Well, come talk to me about it. They didn't go. And then they told lies. And now the lies are being outed. And in the meantime, the lies actually have brought Trump more attention, more support. We have the media all frenzying around over this shithole comment. We got idiots. Have you heard this? Idiots projecting this is a shithole on Trump International. Okay. You've got the left in a frenzy again. All freaked out. Trump is busy getting stuff done. That's my Trumpy. That's my Trumpy. I know, Mary, doesn't that crack you up? You see all the Democrats, we want a standalone DACA bill. Did you write it? Have you written it at all? You're welcome to write it and try to pass it. Trump said he'd sign it if you sent it to him. If you can get it through. I'm sorry, that's so funny. I have to laugh. If you could get it through Congress. I'll sign it. That's what Trump said. And everyone's like, oh, he said he'd sign a DACA bill. You guys, it's a joke, okay? And it's like a really good joke because Trump, it's one of those like, no, if you do all your chores and clean your room and finish everything I said, maybe you'll get ungrounded. But then none of that gets done, you're still grounded. You see? You're not letting the kid off. You're just getting the work done. So, that's what Trump said. He's like, hey, create a standalone bill. Do it. I'll sign it if you bring it. Can they do it? Do they have the votes? Is that even possible? No. And all of this is a game, you guys, being played by the left and by the establishment to move us into the 2018 election in racial division. And we started this as this Race Relation Day. They are trying to move this country into further racial division. Okay? Further Trump misinformation. They have to go back to the racist narrative because we are in election year now. They have to go back to that because the sexist narrative didn't work. The only thing that has actually gotten any traction on Trump is calling him a racist, and that didn't really get that much traction anyway. But they have nothing else because the Russian thing didn't do anything. And all of these sexual allegations they make against Trump, they just go away because they're not real. And actually, if you start making false allegations, Trump sues people, okay? And has. So it didn't work either. So they have to go back to something that is harder to prove, which is Trump is a racist. And they just actually want to keep repeating that over and over. And they're finding any excuse to do it. And they're going to keep doing it. Now they're trying this cute little Hawaii Trump let the announcement go when we all know that was them and their little operative. So the president is not responsible for announcements. Mary, it is actually all amazingly entertaining, and I think it's more entertaining because we're winning. It's a little stressful because I know we all get very worried when we see our president attacked again and again and again, and some of us get a little worried when we see his little volatile tweets. I actually love them. If you get a chance, go on my page, read my article about my profane president and why I think it's so fun. Mary, good. Thank you for bringing that up. Rand Paul had a great response. If y'all don't know this, our President Trump, 3 years ago, funded a trip that Dr. Rand Paul was on to perform cataract surgery on people in Haiti who needed it. What? Wait a minute. What? What? So let's be clear, okay? Hillary Clinton builds factories in the North on donated money that somebody else gave her that exploits the Haitian people. Trump spends his own money to get their eyes fixed and sends American doctors to go do that. Yeah. But Trump hates Haitians and the Clintons love them. So stupid. It's so stupid. So, in fact, I think we should all call Rand Paul's office, thank him for posting that. If you're on Twitter, follow Rand Paul, thank him for posting that. So important. So important. Jared says the government shutdown will not affect any of us under Clinton mini government shutdown. I know. They we're going to shut down the government. So what? You can't go to a park? Like, didn't we shut down the government really viciously in the last, 8? Didn't we shut it down over under? I know we shut it down. And there was that time you couldn't go to the parks. Everyone was mad. We can't go to the parks. It was shut down. But interesting, when they shut down the government, they seem to only shut down the things that are inconveniencing the citizens. They don't actually shut down all the stuff that puts money in their pockets. Isn't that interesting? I noticed they didn't stop getting their checks. Yeah. Government shutdown thing is a bunch of bull, you guys. It's just a tactic that Democrats have used again and again to provide leverage. And finally, we have a president who is willing to back and lead his Republican Party forward, which is, wow, did they need it? Because those rhinos didn't know how to get anything through this Democratic stalwart. Even when they have the majority, they didn't know how to get anything through. It's very frustrating that we keep giving the Republicans a majority and they keep letting the Democrats walk all over them. Finally, we have a president who gets down, goes down to Congress, makes the phone, picks up the phone, calls, makes the engagement of leading the Republican Party. We're finally going to get some stuff done. Gary, we need welfare reform so bad because welfare is being utterly exploited and used as a tool by the Democrats to, unfortunately, what's so sad is every election the Democrats complain that the Republicans are going to cut welfare. Wow, you guys, have you ever thought about getting your voter base off welfare and providing them the opportunity to have jobs and dignity and provide for their own lives? Have you ever thought of doing that instead of continuing to complain that their dole was going to get cut? It's offensive. Just like equally offensive is our their resistance to voter ID laws. Because what they basically say again and again, oh, black people have a hard time getting IDs. Did you just seriously say, Democrats, that the black people don't know how to go get a photo ID? Are you stupid? That's the most racist thing I've ever heard. And yet, again and again, when you parse out what the Democrats are actually saying about their black voters, it's racist as F-U-C-K. So racist. Yeah, and not even in just 2003. The year before that, he sent people, I think, to Costa Rica or the Dominican Republic to do eye surgeries there. So Donald Trump has been providing, he received awards for being interracial and for supporting the black community. He's received awards for that. Okay. Awards. They don't want to talk about that. They also don't want to talk about how Oprah loved having him on her show. And now he's a horrible human being. Apparently Oprah just left any old horrible human being on her show because she loves Harvey Weinstein and he's a pedophile. And a sexual assaulter and probably a rapist. But like the Clintons, So, welfare is exactly how LBJ planned to have the N-words vote in Denver. Yes, get them on the dole. President Trump is doing the opposite. He actually is doing something for the black Americans that neither party has had the balls to do. Help them get a job. Help them get real dignity in their lives to provide for their own families and their children. Keeping the family unit together because the Democrats set up welfare programs. The welfare programs are designed, and I know this for a fact because I have family members who, unfortunately, kind of on the dole. Yep, my brother married a welfare queen. Sorry to say it. It's just a fact of the matter. Okay? Just a fact of the matter. But that's what when they set up the welfare program, they set it up in a way that keeps the father, keeps the male influence, keeps the main breadwinner out of the house. So we are literally dividing the family, the core foundation of our country, the family, the core provider for children, for raising up the next generation. The Democrats have for decades ripped the African American family apart. This is why we have black women are more likely by far to be single mothers than any other nationality in this country. And that is a direct attack on the black Americans by the Democratic Party. It's beyond tragic. It's horribly racist. It's horribly bigoted. And it's absolutely disgusting that you would, in order to keep your votes, keep people in poverty, keep people in crime, and divide their family, taking fathers away from children who need their fathers. But our welfare state has again and again kept fathers away from their children. Donald Trump is doing the opposite. He's providing jobs. He's building the jobs in this country. He's building opportunity in this country. Opportunity for all races, all nationalities. That is what, when we say they're like, oh, America was already great. Yeah, it was great. It needs to be greater again. Greater again. And how we do that is by bringing jobs back, bringing our black communities back together, bringing black fathers back into the home, where they can provide for their families with dignity and pride. That is the birthright of every American is dignity and freedom. Individual liberty is a position of dignity. You rob people of their dignity. You rob people of their individual freedom. It is un-American. And wow, the Democrats been busy being un-American for a really long time. So we got to defeat them. And the Republicans have let them do it. This is my other problem. The Republicans have let them do it. They've ceded the urban environments. We must not cede those environments. As Trump supporters, if you're in an urban area, get out there like Rhonda, like me. Get out on the street with your Trump sign. Talk to people. Normalize Trump support. Let people know what Donald Trump is doing for all Americans and combat that narrative. Do not be afraid. Thank you. Love Harriet Tubman. Oh, that's a great quote. Let me just read what Fred Schneider quoted from Harriet Tubman. I freed 1,000 slaves and could have freed 1,000 more if they knew they were slaves. Harriet Tubman. Great conservative woman. Northerner fought in the war, led troops. Did you know that? Great stuff. Great stuff. So, you guys, we have to keep doing our good work. I want you to continue to help support me, help each other, share each other's pages, share each other's information, keep sharing news stories. Please, if you get a chance today, go to standwithpotus.com, make a donation. If you cannot make a donation, at the very minimum, please share our page so that we can start raising some real funds so that I, as chairman of this PAC, can do the things we Trump supporters know need done. And I will put my record of Trump support up against any one of the Trump patriots in this movement. Y'all know that I have Trump's back 1,000%. I've put a lot of sacrifices on the altar of making this country great again. So please help me do it better. And I got to show you this because I'm asking you guys to help donate money to the Stand with POTUS PAC. And this is the FEC rule that I'll show you that. So, thank you so much. Chris, it is criminal. Kim, we're going to be in a talk about this because I'm going to be building up a share team that helps get the word out about Stand with POTUS and what we are doing nationwide to help this movement. And I know you mentioned to me yesterday or this morning that you want to be able to participate in that. And I thank you so much for all of the help you guys are offering me. We are doing this together. You know, you're offering me help, but really I'm passing that help right on to Trump. So when you help Suzzanne Monk, you know who you're helping? President Trump. President Trump. So let's all help Trump together as a team. Together, we'll make America great again. Love you guys. Let's get some laser snake going. Aren't you glad we don't have Hillary Clinton? Aren't you glad we didn't let the Democrats win and further deepen the Democrat plantation, further oppress the African Americans in this country? Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad we voted for Trump? And we're now one big diverse family, all races, all creeds, all religions. Why? It's Trump. We at least are genuinely stronger together under Trump. Don't you love that? I love taking Hillary's phrases, flipping them. Make America great again. You guys, it's our show for today. Thank you for tuning into Trump Talk US. Thank you for helping make America great again with me. I am happy to do this. Please help support me with standwithpotus.com. Share the page. We'll be back. You know what? Go to Denise's page. Check out some of her beautiful MAGA creations. Denise, thanks for tuning into the show. Thank you all for tuning into the show. We will see you again tomorrow. We have a special show. We're going to be talking with folks on the street about their opinions of President Trump in his first year. So tune in tomorrow. We got some exciting stuff going on. We'll see you then. Love you guys. It's your girl, Suzzanne Monk. As always, help it out.